Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to restore this old cleaver that I've got for less than a fiver from the flea market. Alright, let's do this.
Alright, let's start by having a closer look. At first glance, the blade looks a bit rusty and it seems to be a bit of surface rust. The edge has a number of dents and it seems like someone took some sort of a power tool to, well, I don't know, try to sharpen it or something. The rust doesn't look too bad, although there might be a little bit of pitting underneath. The brass bolster seems to show some patina, which is no problem at all, and the oak handle seems to be undamaged and there's no sign of any bugs. So overall, this seems to be a fairly easy restoration project. My usual approach would be to soak the rusty parts in vinegar for a couple of days, but since I can't take the cleaver apart, I will have to use a mechanical method here, and that is a wire brush on my angle grinder. When you do this, make sure the blade is properly clamped down, because the last thing you want is this thing flying through the shop and killing you. When using a steel wire brush, make sure you don't get close to the brass bolster, because it will leave scratches that will be very hard to remove. Once I was done with the wire brush, I moved on to the Scotch-Brite belt on my belt grinder to get into those hard to get to areas on the blade. Next I had to regrind the edge of the cleaver, and I started with a 100 grit belt and moved up to a 1200 equivalent Trizac belt. In order to keep the convex geometry of the edge, I had to remove the platen and grind on the slack belt. I finished the work on the grinder with the Scotch-Brite belt, which left a nice satin finish on the edge. If you look closely, you can see a bright line right on the edge. That is the burr, and to remove that burr, we now strop the blade over a leather strop that has been loaded with a stropping compound. I used my multi-tool and a brass wire brush to remove any rust that was hiding in spots I didn't get to earlier. I used a mild degreaser to remove dirt and grease from the handle. I used a Scotch-Brite pad to remove the patina from the brass. Although some people find it attractive, I however wanted a shiny look, and to finish that off I used a copper and brass polishing compound to make it shiny again. I finished the handle by applying some boiled linseed oil and let that soak in before removing any excess with a rack. And now it's time to move on to the cutting test. I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please leave me a thumbs up and a comment. If you feel so inclined, you can also head over to my Patreon and support my work as a patron. Thank you very much, and bye bye. See you next time.